of the New Smyrna Beach Fire Pension. Today is October 30th, 2025. It is now 4 o'clock on the dot. Can I get roll call?
Sure. Mike Lynn,
Here?
Julian Joyce,
Present.
Brandon Carroll,
Here.
and we know Matt Martini is not here, but we have a quorum.
Okay. So first thing on the agenda, public comment. Okay, moving right along. Approval of the minutes for the July 10th, 2025 quarterly meeting that were sent out. Did everybody have a chance to read?
Good. Motion to approve?
Motion taken. Second. Second. Motion passes.
Perfect.
All right. New trustee update. Mr. Fick is gone.
Yes, so Brian is gone, and he just had to step down, and we have a new trustee. His name is Randy Hartman.
Randy
I
Hartman?
believe people are familiar with him.
Yes.
So I just sent him, he said he wasn't able to make it today. I just found out today that he was the new trustee. But I just said him, listen, I'd be happy to talk to you. I know you've had some experience on the board before, but if you have any questions, please let me know. I did tell him I'm going to send him the whole packet for this meeting so that he can kind of get caught up. And if he feels like having a conversation and just going over stuff, I'd be happy to do that. So
Okay. Was that all put through?
that was through the town.
Okay.
Yep. So, yep.
Okay, so he'll be here at the next meeting possibly.
Yep, he is going to be on, he's elected through 11 of 2028. So
Okay.
you guys are 4-year terms, I think, but he's, actually, maybe it's 29.
Yeah,
I think the city sent me 28,
28,
but I think it should be 29.
29. Okay.
Yep.
We'll see
And-
Mr. Hartman at the next meeting.
Yep.
And Troy, can you just make sure that he's aware of the financial disclosure, that Form 1?
Yep, I sure will.
Thank you.
Yeah, he should be.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's
City
great.
Council. Okay, next up, Greystoke Consulting, Scott, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Great, thank you.
Hope you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling better than I was this morning, but far from 100%. So I really appreciate the grace and hospitality of letting me attend via Zoom.
Oh, no problem.
But it's all good news. It's, when we think about, nothing's changed from as far as the market and economy goes from the last quarter. And you can see it from this past Friday to this past Monday. And even last night and this morning, the market's still really being driven by the geopolitical flavor of the day. Last Friday, Trump said, that he was putting tariffs on China, and then on Monday, and the market was down 800, and then he said on Monday that, or Sunday, he said, I think it'll be all right, and then the market was up 600, and then, last night, he, according to him, on a scale from 1 to 10, they had a meeting of 12, and everything's going to be wonderful. It's a little bit mixed today. The NASDAQ's down. That's probably because it had popped up so much. And then the Dow has been kind of back and forth. We did see, the Fed dropped rates by 0.25%. So that was anticipated. So a lot of that was baked into the cake. But they also did say that they didn't think that they were going to drop again this year. And depending on who you talk to, there are a lot of analysts right now that believe we're at the neutral zone, where that means it probably shouldn't, we're at a good spot. We probably shouldn't raise it, probably shouldn't drop it. However, we did just see this morning where you had a lot of companies starting to cut staff and layoffs. So if the unemployment rate goes up, you would see a little bit of pressure on the Fed to drop rates, so now you've got a pretty significant balancing act between inflation and full employment. So we'll see what happens with that. All of that means that there's just still a lot of volatility in the market. One of the things that we've done over the last year is we've moved to passive. Brian was a big fan of passive, which with a passive investment, what you're doing is you're replicating the benchmark. So you don't have any risk management in this. It's just you get what the benchmark gives you. So we'll take a look at that. I'll go over the executive summary. I really, as far as all the managers are doing, some of them are a little better, some of them are a little worse, but all in all, over the long term, everybody's doing good. I'll show you that on the executive summary. If you could pull that up.
Yep, it's on page 5 of 23.
And it's all color coded, right? So you take a look all the way to the right, and what that is showing you is that everything in green says that your manager is beating the benchmark on a risk-adjusted basis, right? In some instances, it has a higher return. In some instances, it has a lower risk. And And in some instances, it has both. So to give you an example, Todd International has a little bit higher return, has a little bit higher risk, but it has a positive alpha. If you take a look at, well, gosh, all of them have a higher return since inception. So they're doing fine. Where you see the red, those are your passive investments, right? So a passive investment is going to replicate the benchmark, so you're going to have a little bit lower return and about the same risk, so you're going to have a negative alpha. It is very inexpensive. It's cheap. It's 5 basis points or 20 basis points, whatever the case is. So it's the growth is a little bit more than the international growth is a little bit more than large cap growth. So, but they're efficient ways to access the market. We'll keep an eye on them. If volatility picks up and we want to focus more on risk management, we might do something different. But if you, other than the passive investments, everything's in green except for the real estate. And the real estate, we have a redemption request in to get our money back, but it's illiquid, so we don't have it back. So we've made a bunch of adjustments in the portfolio. If we take a look, and you don't have to do this unless you want to, I am going to look at the report real quick just to give you the exact numbers. Bear with me one moment. There we go. If you wanted to look at the report, the total fund for our fiscal year is 10.66. So it's a fantastic year, a little bit better than the benchmark. If we take a look at the 3-year number, it's 13.36. That's nearly double what our long-term or what our actuarial assumption is. And we've done it with lower risk. So your standard deviation in this portfolio since inception is less than 9, which is really, really low. Most equities are between 15 and 20. So you're about half the risk of the equity market, and you're still reaching your assumption rate. You have a positive alpha of 0.20, which means you're beating your benchmarks on average since inception, since 1996, by about 20 basis points, and you're doing it with lower volatility. If we take a look how we're allocated, we're a little overweight equities in general, and we're a little underweight fixed income and a little underweight alternatives. So that's been helping us. The market's done well. We think it's going to continue to do well. I'm not recommending any changes at this point. I think we can't ask for better results than what we're getting right now. About 50% better than the assumption rate, and we're doing it with lower risk. I can keep going if you want.
That's good to hear.
You've trained me to keep it under 10 minutes, so I think I'm about there.
That's good news.
That's good news.
It's all good news. Everything is good news. There are a couple managers, the small and mid cap, that during this quarter, off of the bottom, it's been a low quality rally, so they're a little bit behind. But I'm not concerned with that. Over the longer term, they're both big contributors to the portfolio. So I'm not concerned with the short-term dislocations that they're showing right now.
Anybody got anything?
Any questions?
No, seems like everything's going well. Let's keep it going well.
Yeah,
Let's not jinx it.
I'm real simple, man. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And everything's working well right now. Since the new fiscal year, October 1st, we're up about 0.5%. So 0.5% in 2 weeks. That's pretty doggone good. I'll take all that I can get. So if there's something that needed to be changed, we would do it. But right now, I think everything's hitting on all cylinders.
That sounds good to me. Let's keep it where it's going. We'll see how it does next quarter. Thank you, Scott.
All right, that concludes my prepared remarks.
Thank you. Anybody got anything? No. Good. All right. Thanks, Scott. We appreciate you.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.
Okay. Next up, Pedro, you got the floor, sir.
Okay, good afternoon. So I think I may be able to beat Scott with my report. Just wanted to update you. No action necessary by the board, but just wanted to kind of keep you posted. So if you guys recall, a few years ago, 3 years ago to be precise. There was an amendment to the Florida statutes that required public agencies such as ourselves to invest public assets, quote unquote, solely for pecuniary reasons. I'm sure you guys remember that buzzword. It was running around for a while. Essentially, this was it had been coined at the time the anti-woke bill or the anti-ESG bill. As you guys recall, there were a little bit of a political hot button issues back then, and so we were required to file a report with the state. In turn, the state would file that report with the Senate and then the governor's office, respectively. So we did so then, but there is a requirement every 2 years to go ahead and certify or confirm that we're abiding by that. So just wanted to keep you posted. It is it has been 2 years, and so it is that recertification or re-verification, if you will, is due middle of December. So I know Troy's been working on that, and he'll get that filed on your behalf. But just wanted to keep you posted and let you know that that's something that's being done in the background. But other than that, nothing else to report on from my end.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Did I beat it? Did I beat it?
Yeah,
You
you
did beat
did.
So is there anything that we need to do with that, Troy?
We take care of all of it.
Okay,
Yep.
beautiful. That
Foster
sounds
and
good to
Foster,
me.
We have a team that handles that for each one of our plans, and so we're taking care of all of it.
Well, that sounds good there.
Yep.
Thank you, Pedro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so moving right along, any old business anybody needs to discuss? I don't think we have anything on the agenda.
We have nothing.
Okay. So next up, we have the warrants for ratification, warrant number 37 with all the invoices. Did everybody get a chance to look through those? You guys get a chance to look through them? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve warrant number 37?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion passes and we pay the bills. New invoices, we have none. That's a first. Fund activity report for the period July 4th, 2025 through October 23rd, 2025. That's what we just did.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, we just.
Okay,
the
so
consent agenda
that's
is
what I
all
thought
of
we
it.
just did.
Yep.
All right, Troy, do you have anything?
I just have an update on the state monies. So last year you received 355,650. This year it's 385,219, an increase of 29,569. So that's pretty solid. That should already been factored in. That should already be received by the town, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So, and Scott's probably already dealt with that. Any questions about the state monies? Okay. So moving on, FPBTA membership renewal is due. I think it's the third year in a row they've kept it the same. They have not increased it at all. So I just need a motion to approve the renewal of the FPBTA membership.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion passes.
And let's see, the last thing is upcoming FPBTA Winter Trustee Schools, February 1st through the 4th at the Rosen Hotel in Orlando. All you have to do is, for any FPBTA class, is just send me an email, say, I want to be signed up for this. That goes to Steph Bravo, our analyst for your plan. Steph sends the class, FPBTA, gets you signed up, gets your code for the hotel, and sends you the confirmation. From there, you sign yourself up and keep track of your receipts. Steph will send you a worksheet to kind of keep track of everything, and you send it right back to her.
It was very easy. We just,
Yeah.
all three of us
Oh,
were just
good.
at the last.
I mean, we're actually streamlining it even more. Like, some people do the CPPT classes, so we track everybody who's doing a CPPT, whether it's intermediate, beginning, intermediate, or advanced. So we're really making sure that we're organized. I mean, it is your requirement to do continuing education. You guys have done it for the year. You can go to however many you want to, but you've met, what your obligation is to just keep up and keep learning and being the most educated you can for the board.
I even beat Mike on the test.
There you go. That's great.
Good for you.
Awesome.
I figured I've been on this board for so long, I should get the certification for it.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely.
Yes,
Not a bad thing to do.
Jillings-
Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Do we have anything, trustee, any discussion for anybody here? Sure. Okay. Then that looks like that's all we have. The next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 15th, 2026 at 4 PM. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
And that's it.
All righty.
That was the hands down the
Is it-
fastest meeting I have ever been to. Ever.
Oh, are we handing out records? Are
I
we
was gonna
handing out
say,
hats?
that might, we might have left skid marks in here on that one. That was-